Welcome to the Instant Trivia Podcast, episode 1838, where we ask the best trivia on the internet. Let's get started. Which magazine, known for its coverage of the entertainment industry, often features reviews and interviews related to TV shows and movies? Entertainment Weekly. Which iconic Roman amphitheater, also called the Flavian Amphitheater, was used for public spectacles and gladiatorial contests? The Colosseum. What is the diameter of the Earth in kilometers? 12,742 kilometers. Which U.S. president was a key figure in the Progressive Era and famously led the Rough Riders during the Spanish-American War? Theodore Roosevelt. Which American author created the character Roderick Usher in the classic horror story The Fall of the House of Usher? Edgar Allan Poe. What is the clinical term for a fear of everything? Panphobia, also called panophobia or pantophobia. Which singer and actor, known for his smooth voice, was famously nicknamed the Old Groaner? Bing Crosby. What was the first brand of synthetic turf, developed in the 1960s and commonly used in sports stadiums? AstroTurf. Which major U.S. company began as a single store in Seattle's Pike Place Market in 1971? Starbucks. In the comic strip Blondie, what was Blondie Bumstead's maiden name? Boopadoop. Which art form became known in the 1800s as the gay science? Poetry. Which Polish-born scientist, famed for her work on radioactivity, was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize? Marie Curie. Which element is named after the Titans, the children of the Greek earth goddess Gaia? Titanium. Which iconic Western film star was known for his horse named Trigger? Roy Rogers. Which Shakespeare play features a mix-up involving twins and explores the theme of mistaken identity with comedic outcomes? The Comedy of Errors. Which Shakespearean play is the most frequently assigned in English classes? Romeo and Juliet. What type of celestial object emits regular pulses of radiation due to rapid rotation and a strong magnetic field? A pulsar. Which influential jazz composer and bandleader wrote the song, "It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing"? Duke Ellington. In particle physics, there are 6 flavors of quarks. Up, down, top, and bottom are 4 of them. Name one of the remaining 2. Strange or charm. What do you call atoms that have gained or lost electrons? Ions. What popular winter activity involves gliding down snow-covered slopes on 2 boards attached to one's feet? Skiing. What fraudulent investment scheme is named after an Italian-born con man who promised investors high returns in the early 20th century? Ponzi scheme. Which two oceans does the Northwest Passage connect? Answer: the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Who played Bilbo Baggins in Peter Jackson's 2012 film The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey? Martin Freeman. What is a group of baby rabbits called? A litter. Who wrote the short story The Yellow Wallpaper, a groundbreaking work that explores mental health and gender roles through a woman's confinement? Charlotte Perkins Gilman. What type of social insect is primarily studied by myrmecologists due to their complex behaviors and ecological significance? Ants. Which birds build the saliva-based nests used to make the Chinese delicacy bird's nest soup? Answer: swiftlets, edible nest swiftlets, e.g. Aerodremus species. Which ritual involving water symbolizes purification and initiation into a faith? Baptism. Which actress performed the hit song Que Sera, Sarah in Alfred Hitchcock's film The Man Who Knew Too Much? Doris Day. Which U.S. federal department is primarily responsible for managing the country's public lands and natural resources? The U.S. Department of the Interior. In Eddie Murphy's Nutty Professor, what is the name of the alter ego that embodies the character's more confident and flamboyant side? Buddy Love. Name either country that the Mekong River borders but does not flow through. Thailand or Myanmar? At the 1992 Winter Olympics, New Zealand skier Annelies Coberger became the first athlete from which region to win a Winter Olympic medal? The Southern Hemisphere. She was the first Winter Olympic medalist from the Southern Hemisphere. Which element is the third most abundant by mass in the human body after oxygen 65% and carbon 18%? Hydrogen. Translating as place of the way, what Japanese word refers to a training hall used to teach martial arts and other physical disciplines? Dojo. Which actor, who rose to fame in the coming-of-age comedy Superbad, has co-written and produced several hit films with his frequent collaborator Evan Goldberg? Seth Rogen. Who piloted the Mercury spacecraft Friendship 7 and became the first American to orbit Earth? John Glenn. Which Beatles song from 1965 did Bananarama release as a charity single in 1989 for comic relief? Help. Which musical duo scored a 1964 #1 hit with the song A World Without Love? Peter and Gordon. Which peace treaty finally ended the 30 Years' War in 1648? Peace of Westphalia. What surgical procedure is commonly performed when the mother or fetus is in distress during labor to allow safe delivery of the baby? Cesarean section, C-section. What three words complete the full title of Shakespeare's play Hamlet? Prince of Denmark. Which mythical hero did Julius Caesar claim descent from? Aeneas. In which part of the human body is the soleus muscle located? In the calf of the lower leg. Posterior lower leg, deep to the gastrocnemius, it helps plantar flex the ankle. True or false? Harvard University is located in Cambridge, Massachusetts. True. Which English monarch was reputed to have banned mirrors as she grew older? Elizabeth I. What was the first name of the Renaissance artist and sculptor who painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel? Michelangelo. Which Australian pianist did Geoffrey Rush portray in the 1996 film Shine, a role that earned him an Academy Award? David Helfgott. Which city on the French Riviera is known for its annual film festival that attracts movie stars from around the world? Cannes. That's the end of the show. Thanks for listening. Come back tomorrow for more exciting trivia.